Hey neighbor, how are ya? Happy Wednesday. It is the 8th day of February 2020. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're back for another day of local TV, local information, local entertainment, and just plain local stuff because we're a little local around here. Hey Chuck, how are you? I got word that Chuck, my good friend Chuck out there in Kashmir, watches the show. Hey Chuck, good to see you. Another beautiful day, gorgeous day. Kudos to the National Weather Service. They nailed the forecast right on the button yesterday. They were expecting quite a bit of sunshine in the afternoon, a little breezy, and a high of 67 on Tuesday. We had sunshine in the afternoon. It was a little breezy yesterday, and we topped off at 67. So they nailed that one. And hopefully, the forecast for the rest of the week is accurate because it's looking mighty fine. Indeed, a forecast you're going to like is coming up. And then a big dramatic change coming up over the weekend. We're going to have a huge drop in our temperature, but it's going to feel much more dramatic because we're going to be so much warmer than we normally are for a couple of days, and we're going to go right back to our normal temperatures, which is going to feel cool. That's how it works sometimes. We'll have your latest news, some of it COVID-19 related in the north central Washington area, some of it not. Eric has some sports. Doesn't look like Mr. Clowney is going to be remaining with the Seahawks. That's what the insiders say. Also, Mike Leach is in hot water again. He has a bad case of foot and mouth disease. Also, we'll have everything else that you used to. Mike McNally's got an opinion. We got some celebrity birthdays. We got the obscure holiday of the day today. And today in history, it's a couple minutes after the hour. We have clear skies, 37 degrees. Yesterday at this time, it was 48. So it was very mild at this time yesterday, and we're going to be up in near 70 or maybe above that today. Again, details are coming up. Let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Local Tel's Sky-Fi setup. As you can see to the north of us, just a few high clouds, and that's really about it. Beautiful day today. Relative humidity is about 60% right now. No real wind out there. We're not expecting any wind really at all. But boy, come Saturday when this trough of low pressure is going to drop down out of British Columbia, it's going to be breezy in some locations, but if you have any plans to be up in the Okanagan Valley, be ready for some very strong winds to the north of us. That's Saturday, so you got a little time to be prepared. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley on a beautiful Wednesday morning. Trees are budding out all over. I know, my allergies kicked into full gear yesterday. You know, I had my eyes were running and everything. It was easy to go self-quarantine so I could stay away from being outside and having my sinuses clog up. Camera number 2, where are we off to? That looks to be Stamen Flats, Megan. It is Stamen Flats. There we go. That's the Columbia River. What you see there, the vast majority of what you see there, of course, is Douglas County. Stamen Flats is decision-making time. Gee, do I take Navarre Coulee and drop myself off at Lake Chelan at the state park? Do I stay right on 97A, go through the Knapp's Hill Tunnel and drop myself in at Pat and Mike's? Or if I stay on Stamen Flats Road, well, you can't get to Chelan that way. So good morning to our friends to the north of us, and the mighty Columbia continues to roll right along. The Wenatchee Valley is way, way off in the distance there to your left. Camera number 3. Oh, that looks to be... Oh, I forgot the name of it. Blag Mountain, high above Peshastin. Looking down, I believe we're looking down over Leavenworth, which is down there somewhere. Good morning to the Bavarian village of Leavenworth. As you can see, still quite a bit of snow in the upper elevations of the Cascades, and it's going to be that way for a while, but more snow melt. More snow melt's coming. The ditches are starting to fill up. The irrigation ditches are starting to fill up. We're starting to get into the growing season. Of course, it takes a little while for the ditches to fill up. So if you're on the ditch, you got to pack a little patience. First of all, they got to fill it up, and then they got to clean it up. Then you can start watering your orchards and your lawns. Good morning to our friends at Blag Mountain, high above Peshastin. And camera number 4 is, what is that, Badger? Hey, it's Badger Mountain, way up on top of the East Wenatchee Bench. Good stuff there, Megan. Wow, we haven't used that one for a while. I want to say that's pointing to the south, and that's just, I'm just spitballing here, but that looks to be about where it's pointing at. The Badger Mountain area has a lot of television transmitters and repeaters and relays and all that good stuff. In fact, our ICR, our intercity relay, is located up there in that general area. It's a stunning view. And of course, the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. If I sang that, I'd have to pay Rodgers and Hammerstein. I don't want to do that. Beautiful view from the top of Badger Mountain on this Wednesday morning. It is about 6 minutes after the hour. We have a slide from the National Weather Service. This is what the rest of the week looks like as we head into the weekend. Again, lots of sunshine today, today, Thursday, and Friday. Going to be dry, a little breezy at times for some locations. We're not really looking at it here, but to the north of us and to the places that usually are windy, you're going to get a little breeze here and there. We're going to see temperatures lower 70s today, mid 70s Thursday, upper 70s on Friday, and then on the weekend, as I mentioned before, a very vigorous trough of low pressure is going to drop down out of British Columbia. And even though we're going to have quite a bit of sunshine, we're going to have our temperatures considerably cooler, dramatic drop in the temperature coming our way over the weekend, but it's still, we expect for sunny skies anyway over the weekend, just not quite as warm. In fact, it's going to be unseasonably warm for the Wenatchee Valley for the next couple of days. So that's a look at what we have for the rest of the week as we head into the weekend. Let's do a little bit more in depth from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They give your home a hug. How does 70 sound today? Not bad, huh? Lots of sunshine. High of about 70, no real wind to speak of. 42 for the overnight low tonight with clear skies. They say 76 on Thursday. High pressure is large and in charge. It's going to hang around all the way through Friday, and then come Friday night, here comes that cold front I was talking about. It's going to come in Friday night into Saturday, and so we'll have some winds at times, certainly cooler temperatures, no question about that. Even some snowfall in the upper mountains and maybe even the passes. So lots of sunshine today, a high of about 70, warming up to 76 on Thursday. I mentioned this yesterday. The last time we were at 75 degrees was back on September 26th of last year. So we haven't seen 75 for a while. So we're going to be right around 75 or 76 for Thursday. Friday, one more day of the good stuff with a high of 78. Friday night is when this trough comes through, which is going to knock the high pressure ridge out of alignment. Look at the temperature difference between Sunday and Friday. We'll be 78 for our afternoon high on Friday, and we'll be right around 60 on Sunday. So in just 48 short hours, we're going to cool down a good 17, 18 degrees. And you can see the overnight lows will be dropping down as well. So once again, quite a bit of sunshine today, Thursday, Friday. The system comes in Friday night. We'll have clear skies. Saturday, we'll only get up to about 63 or 64. Sunday, only about 60 or 61 degrees. Again, quite a bit of sunshine and no real wind. Friday night, when this system comes through, we'll see the winds pick up a little bit. And once again, the forecast is very favorable for very strong winds in the Okanagan Valley. So you folks up in Omak and Okanagan, especially on Saturday, watch out for some pretty windy conditions. The winds will probably be dissipating by the time they make it down here to the Wenatchee Valley. So that's your forecast. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. We'll come back with your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
10 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday, clear skies and 37 degrees, right around 70 for our afternoon high today. Mid 70s on Thursday, upper 70s on Friday, and then the temperature will drop back down to the lower 60s by the weekend as the high pressure ridge that's giving us the sunny and warm conditions begins to move out of alignment and some colder air from the north comes in. Let's talk about the news. In his Monday announcement that school in our state will be closed for the remainder of the school year. Governor Jay Inslee at the same time urged school districts to open classrooms for some disadvantaged students, including those with disabilities and those that are learning English as a second language.
In the need for equity in education, and not only because of internet connectivity issues. Students learning English as a second language, students with disabilities, and other vulnerable students, we know this is a challenging time for their learning. So we are addressing this by allowing limited school activity for those students in school buildings that really follow social distancing guidelines, similar to the Department of Health guidelines for childcare. And I'm asking school and community leaders to help us in ensuring access for these students. For any children watching,
both the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts said yesterday that they are not currently offering such access, and they're seeking clarification from the State Superintendent of Public Instruction before deciding how they could comply with Governor Inslee's request. Well, the Manson Apple Blossom Festival, originally scheduled for May 8th and 9th, has officially been canceled. This was supposed to be the centennial, the 100th edition of the festival, and the big parade. Organizers first announced earlier in the week that they would move the festival to 4th of July weekend, but after concerns were raised about adding the event to an already full holiday weekend in Manson, the decision was made simply to cancel Manson's Apple Blossom Festival. Another cancellation, one of Wenatchee Valley's most challenging backcountry foot races. Ain't going to happen this year because of the coronavirus. Run Wenatchee Director Joel Reiner says the Red Devil Trail Run, which was scheduled for June 6th, has been canceled. They had to cancel it because of public health reasons. Governor Jay Inslee has mandated, of course, no large gatherings during the pandemic, and the run on National Forest trails near Kashmir draws a bunch of people in races all the way up to 50 kilometers. Runners who've already signed up, they can ask for a refund, or you can roll over your participation until the 2021 race. A 23-year-old Moses Lake man was killed in a one-vehicle rollover accident Monday night about 10 miles north of Moses Lake. Shane Phillips was a passenger in a 2002 Hyundai that failed to negotiate a curve and rolled on Road 16 Northeast. This was east of Stratford Road. The Grand County Sheriff's Office said he was ejected from the vehicle, died at the scene. The car was being driven by 20-year-old Andrew Albee of Moses Lake. The Sheriff's Office said they were seeking vehicular homicide charges against Albee. He and another passenger, 21-year-old Chase Fluate, sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The Sheriff's Office said speeding and alcohol contributed to the wreck. None of the three were wearing seatbelts. A woman says she and one of her dogs was attacked by a pit bull type dog last week in Wenatchee, and animal control officials are now looking for the dog and its owner. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society says the attack happened last Thursday at about 10:45 a.m. at the corner of Brown Street and Central Avenue. The woman says she was walking her two dogs when the chestnut-colored dog with white markings on his face attacked her and one of her dogs. She said a man then grabbed the pit bull, got into a black SUV, and left the scene, pulling into the Cedarwood apartment complex parking lot. Anybody with information is asked to contact Animal Care and Control at 662-9577. State Supreme Court order that is postponing criminal cases until after the COVID-19 emergency says had a cascading effect on local courts. Joshua Brent Stuller was to be sentenced Monday after pleading guilty to unlawful firearm possession. He spent 4 years in mental health care for an alleged plot to commit a mass shooting, but Douglas County Judge Brian Huber ordered the sentencing rescheduled to May 18th to help dampen the spread of coronavirus. Under his plea, Stuller could serve as little as 30 days in home confinement. A White House operative with East Wenatchee ties is out as President Trump's press secretary. Stephanie Grisham will return to the staff of First Lady Melania Trump, where she worked for before she was promoted to press secretary just 10 months ago. Grisham attended Eastmont High School, then she moved to Arizona. That's when she started her career in Republican politics. During her time as press secretary, she broke with tradition by never holding a single briefing for the White House press corps. Well, as you know, here at the NCW Life channel, we are producing and promoting PSAs regarding the COVID-19 outbreak and how we can deal with it here in our communities. Here's the latest in our series. It's Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant.
Hello, everybody. I'm Washington State Patrol Trooper and Public Information Officer John Bryant. We want you to stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Obviously, there's decreased traffic on Interstate 90 and all our state routes. Despite the reduction in traffic, there are probably many drivers who should not be on the road unless they are following the guidelines for essential trips or essential work. You should know what they are at this point. We are still stopping cars for traffic violations, especially excessive speed, aggressive, or distracted driving. You may be ticketed or cited criminally. We will not ask if this is essential travel and there are no checkpoints. Please cooperate with the stay-at-home orders unless essential. Staying home is the best way to protect each other from the coronavirus. Together, we can get through this pandemic. So please, stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Trooper Bryant. One more item of business to get to on this Wednesday morning. Work is set to start next month to reroute the electrical lines around the sandstone features at Beshaston Pinnacles State Park. The cliffs in the park, very popular with hikers and climbers, are thought to be 46 million years old and of great importance to the area's Native Americans. Electrical wires have run right through the middle of the park for decades, but the Chelan County PUD agreed to move the lines after consulting with the Colville Confederated Tribes. The first phase of the $2.4 million project should run through July, completion either in the fall of this year or in May of 2021. And that's a look at what's making news at 17 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday morning. Once again, we are putting together a newscast. It can be challenging at times with social distancing and a lot of our colleagues working at home remotely, but we're able to do it. And you can check out the latest news on the NCW Life Evening News at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And with a preview of your Wednesday night news, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll bring you the latest report from the Washington State Department of Natural Resources regarding our area's forest health. I'll have your unseasonably warm North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have a look at sports. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We appreciate it. You want to get a hold of us? Get a hold of us. You're pretty good at it, I must say, our viewers. We always appreciate a little feedback and those news tips. Try to give you all the tools in the toolbox that are available for you. The best way is just email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. That's our email address, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. Go to the Facebook Messenger and write us a note there. We'll get it. Or if you want to go to our homepage, our website, at ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. If you click on that, a form comes up. You fill out the form, and we get it right here. Or you can just give us a call at the number that you see at the bottom of your screen. Going to take a break. Going to come back with sports, the obscure holiday. We got Today in History. We got some birthdays to pass along to you, and everyone is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay. I urge all of you to stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe. You can help our community out by urging your friends and relatives from other parts of the Northwest to please stay home. We have a beautiful county with places that people like to visit, but their visits are putting a strain on our resources, our first responders, and our health professionals. Please help us get the message out. We love visitors, but wait until we've gotten through the coronavirus pandemic to come see us. I know that this community will do all that they can to help us get through the coronavirus. Thank you, and be well.
Back at it at 20 minutes after the hour, still 37 degrees. Again, we'll see sunshine, our afternoon high right around 70 today, mid-70s Thursday, upper 70s on Friday, and then temperatures will take a nosedive over the weekend, but the sunshine will still be hanging around. Let's talk about sports. The Seahawks may have bowed out of trying to re-sign free agent Jadeveon Clowney. According to the NFL Network's Mike Garofalo, the chances are, quote, slim to none that Clowney will be in a Seahawks uniform for the upcoming football season. Garofalo was on Seattle's 950 KJR yesterday talking about Clowney's chances of re-signing with Seattle, and he said the Seahawks have moved on to plan B, C, and D. Now, Seattle, of course, as you know, has added Benson Mayowa and Bruce Irvin to bolster their pass rushing, and they're also hoping for a healthy L.J. Collier this season. The Seahawks also have the 27th overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Now, sources report that Seattle offered Clowney a deal that would have paid him $18.7 million right at the start of free agency. The former number 1 overall draft pick, he was looking for $20 million at the time. He turned the Seahawks down. He's since lowered his asking price to around $17 to $18 million, but the Seahawks apparently have moved on. Former Washington State coach Mike Leach is in hot water. There's a big surprise. With his new employer, he had a tweet that went sideways last week. Mississippi State Athletic Director John Cohen released a statement on Tuesday that said, no matter the context, for many Americans, the image of a noose is never appropriate, and that's particularly true in the South and in Mississippi, end quote. Leach apologized on social media last week for posting a tweet that drew criticism from Bulldogs players and an assistant professor at the school before he deleted that tweet. The image Leach tweeted depicted an elderly woman knitting with the caption, after 2 weeks of quarantine with her husband, Gertrude decided to knit him a scarf. The picture, of course, is a noose with the hangman's knot already tied. Leach will reportedly undergo listening sessions to expand his cultural awareness of Mississippi, whatever listening sessions are. Major League Baseball and their players are focusing on a plan to potentially start the 2020 campaign next month in May with all 30 teams playing in Arizona. The plan would dictate that all 30 teams would play games at stadiums with no fans in the greater Phoenix area. That includes Arizona Diamondbacks Chase Field, 10 spring training facilities, perhaps nearby fields as well. Players, coaching staffs, and other essential personnel would be sequestered at local hotels where they would live in relative isolation and travel only to and from the stadium. Now, federal officials at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as the National Institutes of Health, have been supportive of the plan. If Major League Baseball can guarantee the plan would adhere to strict isolation and promote social distancing, then we'll have baseball again. But there's still, like everything else, there's more that we don't know than what we do know. A lot of us, of course, are staying home and staying healthy. Eric is among those, and he thought it would be a good idea to provide some options of lesser-known sports movies to check out.
It's a movie called Greater, starring Neil McDonough. He's on the Project Blue Book and opposite to the character of Kevin Costner on Yellowstone. Greater is a movie based on the true story of Brendan Bullsworth, an overweight, unathletic kid who grew up in Arkansas and dreamed of playing for the Razorbacks. Now, no one thought he could do it. He beat the odds, however, as a walk-on, earned a scholarship, was an All-American his senior year, and was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts. But all that came to a crashing halt.
Come on, Brandon, we got big boy! Get in there! That's my brother! Take him down! What are you doing? Take him down! He is ferocious.
You want to walk on? Pay your own way? We certainly won't stop you. There ain't no way you're ever gonna play. Not here.
He just might make it. He's begging. I just hope he lives. Why are you wasting your time working with that kid? Well, he wants it more than him.
If I can teach my son how to walk, I can teach you these steps. You just got your butt kicked by a walk-on. That's no walk-on. The Lord knows that you've worked harder than anybody else, on and off the field.
You are living proof that when you do the right things, good stuff happens. And you have done everything right.
Bullsworth got him!
Brandon Bullsworth has become the greatest walk-on story in the history of college football.
Again, the movie is called Greater. It's rated PG, and it's available on Netflix. This show is rated R, and it's not available on Netflix. Those are just some of the games that people are playing at 25 minutes after the hour. I just had a couple of obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National All Is Ours Day. I would have no idea where to go with that one, so no, we're going to go with the other one that I had to choose from. National Zoo Lovers Day. It's always celebrated On April 8th, of course, zoos are now closed. A lot of people love zoos. Zoos right now, the most important thing the zoos have been doing is they're breeding centers for a lot of endangered species. They try and find one of each and get them in a zoo and let Mother Nature take their course before the species themselves wipes out altogether. I'd love to have you go to the zoo. You can't. The animals seem to be enjoying it, though. Have you seen the videos of they're just letting penguins walk around the zoo? It's kind of cool. I have a few fun facts about zoos. The Vienna Zoo is the oldest existing zoo in the world. It opened to the public in Vienna, Austria in 1765. It's been around for a long time. The oldest zoo in this country is the Central Park Zoo. I've been there. It opened in 1874 in Central Park in New York City. There are 350 zoos in this country. Approximately 175 million people a year visit a zoo in this country. The most popular zoo is Disney's Animal Kingdom. They get 9.8 million annual viewers. The San Diego Zoo, which I'm told is spectacular, although I've never been there, they get about 3.2 million visitors each year. It's National Zoo Lovers Day today. You just can't go. Let's move on to Today in History at 27 minutes after the hour. This is the 107th anniversary of the 17th Amendment. Yeah. When this country was founded and the Constitution went into effect in 1787, it was your state legislatures who elected your United States senators. That changed on April 8th, 1913, when the 17th Amendment went into effect, which meant that the senators would be elected directly by the people, like everybody else. What was going on throughout most of the 1800s is that they were not exactly, the state legislatures were not exactly electing people who should have been there. They were basically buying and selling seats to the United States Senate. That came to an end. So now we directly elect our senators to the United States Congress. There are members of the Tea Party, of course, who want this to go away. They want to repeal the 17th Amendment and go back to what it used to be with the state legislatures electing the United States senators. They haven't made any progress on it, but they're still trying. Happy 107th anniversary to the 17th Amendment. 68 years ago today, April 8th, 1952, there was going to be a steel strike. The United Steelworkers of America were going to have a big old strike against U.S. Steel and all the other steel makers in this country. It was set for April 8th, but before they could do it, the President of the United States simply seized the domestic steel mills so they wouldn't be a steel strike, so they could keep making steel for the Korean War. So he nationalized basically the American steel industry before the workers could walk out. The steel companies sued, and the steel companies won in the decision in Youngstown Sheet versus Tube and Company. The United States Supreme Court said, "Sorry, Harry, you overstepped your bounds there. You don't have the authority to seize the steel mills." So the strike went on. They eventually settled the strike just a few days later on July 24th, in the same terms that the union had wanted, they got. So Harry Truman seized the steel mills. Turns out he couldn't do that. And finally, I remember this day. I remember this day. What a great, great day it was. I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing when I settled down to watch Monday Night Baseball on ABC. Hank Aaron, Hank Aaron comes to the plate against Al Downing of the Los Angeles Dodgers at the late lamented Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in the second inning. It went something like this.
Sitting on 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. The fireworks are going. Henry Aaron is coming around third. His teammates are at home plate, and listen to this crowd. A sellout crowd is cheering Henry Aaron, the home run king of all time. 7-15.
What a great moment that was. I mean, that was the record in all of sports. Unquestionably, Babe Ruth's record of 714 career home runs went by the wayside on this day back in 1974. And of course, Henry Aaron is no longer the home run king. Don't want to get into that. Let's do some birthdays at the bottom of the hour. 3 athletes, 2 of them are no longer with us. John Havlicek, of course, passed away last April at the age of 79. He was born in the state in 1940. One of 3 NBA players who were perfect in the NBA Finals. He was 8-0, never lost an NBA Final. John Havlicek inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1984. 13 times an NBA All-Star and a legend with the Boston Celtics. Hondo John Havlicek, born in the state in 1940. One of my favorite pitchers of all time growing up, Jim Catfish Hunter. Was born in the state in 1946. Lost his battle with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, in 1999 at the age of 53. Never played minor league baseball. He signed with the Kansas City Athletics in the offseason. Before the season began, he was out hunting with his brothers, and he accidentally got shot in the foot. He spent the next year rehabilitating his foot. That got him out of the Vietnam War, this hunting accident did, and then he went on to be an 8-time All-Star, a 5-time world champion. He won the Cy Young Award. He was the Major League leader in wins a bunch of times, AL ERA leader. He pitched a perfect game back in 1968 and was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 1987. Jim Augustus Catfish Hunter, born in the state in 1946. And King Felix, there he is. He's wearing an Atlanta Braves hat because he signed with the Braves. Did you know that? You probably didn't with everything that was going on. Of course, Felix Hernandez is the Seattle Mariners' all-time leader in wins and strikeouts. And just like Jim Hunter, he pitched a perfect game back on August 15th. Of 2012. He became an unrestricted free agent at the end of last year's baseball season, and he signed a $1 million minor league contract with the Atlanta Braves. So he's not done yet, but happy 34th birthday to King Felix. 32 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break, and then Mike McNaughty has got an opinion that you might enjoy, or it might frustrate you. It's Mike. You never know. That's coming up next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Pybus Public Market restaurants are open for takeout, and our fresh produce, meats, and seafood shops open for pickup. Go to www.pybusmarket.org, click on the red Pybus Market and COVID-19 button to view hours, menus, and place orders online. We are grateful for your continued support of the Pybus Public Market, restaurants, and merchants. Mike's Meats and Seafood, Royal Produce, Little Red's Bakery and Espresso, Fire and Ice, and Pybus Bistro.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
I have a hereditary bone disease from the female side of my family. My bone loss was so significant that you could almost see the roots. I became embarrassed and I started covering my mouth. Eating became very difficult as far as I stopped eating apples, corn on the cob, things that you just eat as it is without utensils. Dr. Divis was my dentist prior to having implants. We talked about traditional dentures or implants, and implants was the only way really that I could go. John Divis and all of his office staff, they checked on me throughout all the processes. I would never go anyplace else. Today, I can eat corn on the cob. I can have apples. Thanks to Dr. John Divis and his staff, I have my smile back. I feel more confident. I am me again.
This is John Divis. Let our team help you solve your dental needs.
The world around us is constantly changing. Major employers in north central Washington have expressed a need for capable, qualified engineering technologists who can think critically and solve problems. And at Wenatchee Valley College, we listened. We are pleased to offer a Bachelor of Applied Science Engineering Technology degree to provide you with a world of new opportunities. Your time is now. The future is waiting for you.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Someone once said to me, the reason they had a problem with gay people is that I don't agree with the gay lifestyle. Okay, well, my question is, what is the gay lifestyle, and how do we determine who demonstrates it? Now, I'm a monogamous, heterosexual male, and of the gay people I know, their lifestyle isn't any different than mine. And for that matter, what is the heterosexual lifestyle? The life I lead? Or do we say the straight life is demonstrated by somebody like Hugh Hefner, that gal with the really big butt, what's her name? Kim, what's her name? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. From what I can see, the lifestyle of the gay people I know is as normal and as mundane as mine. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill located at the beautiful Highlander Golf Course in East Wenatchee. Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with dine-in or takeout options. Highlander Bar and Grill's friendly staff is here to serve you 7 days a week. Call for reservations Friday night prime rib dinner. Contact Shalane, Highlander Grill's site coordinator, to schedule your corporate event or special occasion today.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment. So my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
And we are back. It's about 39 minutes after the hour. We're holding steady at 37 degrees. We just went up to 38 degrees, ironically enough. And if you're just joining us, lots of sunshine today, bountiful sunshine. We'll be right around 70 degrees. We're talking mid-70s on Thursday, upper 70s on Friday. And would you know it, just in time for the weekend, the temperatures are going to do that. Going to drop like a stone, but we're still going to have some sunshine. I'm going to give you your complete forecast details here. One more time here in just a few minutes, but first we want to recap what's making news on this Wednesday. In his address on Monday, and his announcement that schools in our state are going to be closed for the remainder of the school year, Governor Jay Inslee at the same time urged school districts to open classrooms for some disadvantaged students, including those with disabilities and those learning English as a second language.
In the need for equity in education, and not only because of internet connectivity issues. Students learning English as a second language, students with disabilities, and other vulnerable students, we know this is a challenging time for their learning. So we are addressing this by allowing limited school activity for those students in school buildings that really follow social distancing guidelines, similar to the Department of Health guidelines for childcare. And I'm asking school and community leaders to help us in ensuring access for these students. For any children watching.
Now, both the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts said yesterday they are not currently offering such access to their campuses, and they're seeking clarification from the state superintendent of public instruction before deciding how to or how they could comply with the request of the governor. Yet another event has gone by the wayside because of the COVID-19 outbreak. The Manson Apple Blossom Festival, originally supposed to be held on May 8th and 9th, has officially been canceled for this year. It was supposed to be the centennial, the 100th edition of the festival. With the parade, organizers first announced that they would move the festival to Independence Day weekend, but after concerns were raised about adding the event to an already full holiday weekend in Manson, the decision was made simply to cancel the event altogether. Another canceled event in the news on this Wednesday, one of Wenatchee Valley's most challenging backcountry foot races, not going to happen this year because of the coronavirus. Run Wenatchee director Joel Reiner says the Red Devil Trail Run, which was supposed to be on June 6th, has been canceled, had to be canceled for public health reasons. Governor Jay Inslee, of course, has mandated no large gatherings during the pandemic, and the run on National Forest trails near Cashmere draws a lot of people, as you see there. The races go up to 50 kilometers. So runners, if you've already signed up, you can either ask for a refund or you can use your fee to sign yourself up already for the 2021 race. Non-COVID news, and 23-year-old Moses Lake man killed in a one-vehicle rollover accident. This happened Monday night about 10 miles north of Moses Lake. Shane Phillips was a passenger in a 2002 Hyundai that failed to negotiate a curve and rolled on Road 16 Northeast. This was east of Stratford Road. According to the Grand County Sheriff's Office, he was ejected from the vehicle and Phillips died at the scene. The car was being driven by 20-year-old Andrew Albee of Moses Lake. The Sheriff's Office said they're going to be seeking vehicular homicide charges against Albee. He and another passenger, 21-year-old Chase Fluate, sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The Sheriff's Office said speeding and alcohol contributed to the accident. None of the three were wearing seatbelts. A woman says she and one of her dogs were attacked by a pit bull type dog last week in Wenatchee. And as you might imagine, animal control officers are looking for the dog and looking for its owner. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society said the attack happened last Thursday at about 11:45 in the morning at the corner of Brown Street and Central Avenue. The woman said she was out walking her two dogs when the chestnut-colored dog with white markings on its face attacked her and one of her dogs. She said a man then grabbed the pit bull and got into a black SUV and left the scene, pulling into the Cedarwood Apartments parking lot. Anybody with information is asked to contact Animal Care and Control. You can call them at 662-9577. Well, a state Supreme Court order that's postponing criminal cases until after the COVID-19 emergency has been kind of a domino effect on local courts, and that includes Joshua Brent Stuller, who was supposed to be sentenced on Monday after he pled guilty to unlawful firearm possession. He spent 4 years in mental health care for an alleged plot to commit a mass shooting. But Douglas County Judge Brian Huber ordered the sentencing rescheduled now to May 18th. That's going to help dampen the spread of the coronavirus. Now, under his plea, Stuller could still serve as little as 30 days in home confinement. An East Wenatchee operative with East Wenatchee ties is out, as President Trump's press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, will return to the staff of the First Lady, where she worked before her promotion to press secretary 10 months ago. Grisham attended Eastmont High School, then moved to Arizona. That's when she got involved in Republican politics. During her time as press secretary, she broke with tradition by never holding not one single briefing for the White House press corps. As you well know, we are promoting and producing a series of public service announcements with local officials talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, and we have another one to show for you. It's Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant.
Hello everybody, I'm Washington State Patrol Trooper and Public Information Officer John Bryant. We want you to stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Obviously, there's decreased traffic on Interstate 90 and all our state routes. Despite the reduction in traffic, there are probably many drivers who should not be on the road unless they are following the guidelines for essential trips or essential work. You should know what they are at this point. We are still stopping cars for traffic violations, especially excessive speed, aggressive, or distracted driving. You may be ticketed or cited criminally. We will not ask if this is essential travel, and there are no checkpoints. Please cooperate with the stay-at-home orders unless essential. Staying home is the best way to protect each other from the coronavirus. Together, we can get through this pandemic. So please, stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Trooper Bryant. And finally, one last item of business to get to. Work is set to start next month. They're going to reroute the electrical lines. Instead of going through the Peshastin Pinnacle State Park, they're going to go around the sandstone features at Peshastin Pinnacle State Park. The cliffs in the park, popular with hikers and climbers, are thought to be about 46 million years old, and as you might imagine, they are of great importance to the Native Americans in our area. Electric wires have run right through the middle of the park for decades, but the Chelan County PUD agreed to move the lines after consulting with the Colville Confederated Tribes. The first phase of the $2.4 million project will run through July. Completion will either come in the fall of this year or in the spring of next year. So a very beautiful area. It'll get a little more beautiful without those high-tension wires running right in the middle of the park, and that's what's making headlines on this Wednesday morning. It's 46 minutes after the hour, still clear skies, 38 degrees, and we're in for a beautiful stretch of weather. When we come back, we'll take another tour around the Wenatchee Valley with our Valley View cameras, and we'll give you the forecast in detail. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Kelly's Ace Hardware is open and ready to help with all the essential items you need at this time. Curb service and limited delivery available as well. You can always count on Kelly's when the community calls. Mailboxes Chelan provides important services to our community and will continue to do so on new limited hours. Whatever your shipping and receiving needs, Jerry and Sherry are here to help from 9 to 3 weekdays. Green Dot Subs is open for takeout business. All those fabulous sandwiches that people drive miles to get are still available at both locations in Manson and Chelan. Call ahead and they will make one for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding. Little 4-point. It's a nice coconut.
Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod, Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life channel.
Save Mart remains open to serve our community with its huge selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances. Parts and Service Department is ready to make sure you have what you need to keep your household functioning during these unusual times. Wenatchee Power Sports is keeping its Parts and Service Departments open to serve the greater community. Agriculture and others depend on these machines to continue to produce and transport the goods and services we need. If you have a pest problem, Harvest Valley Pest Control will remain available to take care of your needs. Call 797-0090 and let us know how we can make your home pest-free.
We've been in this valley for almost 40 years, helping people get and stay strong. As I sit here in this empty gym, I want to remind you of that strength. We're a hard-working community built from agriculture and local business, and we'll get through this. In the meantime, stay distant, stay active, stay safe. We will all be here when this is over.
Welcome back. It is 50 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday. It's the 8th day of April, 2020. I am Dan Kuntz, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on a very beautiful Wednesday. We're in for a beautiful day today, tomorrow, and Friday, and then, ooh, here comes the weekend, and temperatures are going to drop down big time. The winds are going to be picking up. Could see some blowing dust, especially up to the north of us. We'll get all of those details in just a couple of minutes. But since we're pretty deep now into this Wednesday, we thought we'd take another tour around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. The sun's been up for, about an hour and a half now, 6:25 with sunrise this morning. Sunset this afternoon, or tonight if you will, 7:41. So that means we get 13 hours and 16 minutes of daylight. We're getting more and more of that. Yesterday's high, Tuesday's high, was 67 degrees. That was exactly what the National Weather Service was predicting. That's pretty good. Nicely done, ladies and gentlemen there. Our normal high for this time of year is 60, so it was milder than normal yesterday. But if you think that 67 was mild, wait till we get to the end of the week. Again, those details are coming up. Our overnight low yesterday was 44 degrees. That was very warm. Our normal overnight low was about 39, so it was definitely a milder than normal Tuesday. And again, we'll get to those details in just a little bit. Just a few high clouds up to the north of us, as you can see from our cross camera, located adjacent to the cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. Looks like Megan has it tipped up just a little bit. These are called PTZ cameras, which is an acronym for pan, tilt, and zoom. So we can pan them, we can go back and forth and left and right, we can do the hokey pokey, we can go up and down, we can go in and out. It's a beautiful thing, and that's our 4K camera. We're endeavoring to put some more 4K cameras in other locations around north central Washington. Right now, as you might imagine, it's kind of a low priority. But one of the reasons that looks so spectacular is, number one, the view, and number two, it's a 4K camera. So it has 4 times the resolution of a normal high-definition camera. So we say good morning to Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Sunny Slope, and all the places who are tuned in on this Wednesday. If we're doing the same cameras, that means we're probably going to pay a visit to Stamen Flats, and there we go. There's Stamen Flats with the Columbia River doing its job way off in the distance. You can just barely make it out. You can see the Clockham Ridge area and the Mission Ridge area kind of poking up above the Wenatchee Valley. So that's Stamen Flats. So we're talking, that's what, about 20 miles to the north of the Wenatchee Valley, but you can still see the Wenatchee Valley. What's dominating most of your view, of course, is the Douglas County side of the Columbia River, and a lot of really nice homes and nice docks along the Columbia River there at the Stamen Flats area on your way to Lake Chelan. You can almost, even if you look to the right, you can almost make out Aniat, or a little spot of it. Anyway, so we get to say good morning to our friends in the Stamen Flats area. We are, by the way, this show is the number 7 rated local live television show in the greater Stamen Flats area. And we're shooting for number 8. All right, camera number 3. That's right, we're back up to Blag Mountain, high above Peshastin. We're looking almost due west to the lovely town of Leavenworth. How you hanging, Leavenworth? Are you doing all right? Of course, Leavenworth is such a tourist town, and the vast majority of the core businesses in the downtown Leavenworth area aren't really essential, so they're not open. I know some of the restaurants are still doing some takeout and pickup and that kind of stuff, but many of them are not. And of course, all the little stores that sell your knickknacks and your paddywhacks, they're certainly not terribly essential, so they've shuttered their doors. So Leavenworth, which is normally teeming with people all the time, at least downtown Leavenworth, really not a lot going on, but other places in Leavenworth is. Marson and Marson's pretty busy, you know, and Safeway, stuff like that. But for most of Leavenworth, it is very quiet indeed. And that's one of the things I'm trying to get used to. There's just so little traffic. In the middle of the day, you would think, you know, you'd have people running all over the place, at least in the Wenatchee Valley and the main arterials, Mission, Chelan, downtown Wenatchee. There's usually quite a bit of traffic everywhere with no school and people trying their very best, I hope, to stay home and stay healthy and stay safe. People simply aren't out on the roads. I would venture to guess the traffic is less than half of what it would normally be on the more heavily traveled areas around north central Washington, and that includes the highways. So once again, good morning to Leavenworth. Camera number 4 is Badger Mountain. I love that view. We need to use that one more often, Megan. That's pretty cool. That is, I'm pretty sure, looking almost directly due south. You can see a little shack there to your left. That's one of those shacks that has one of the television repeaters and transmitters up there. And of course, all the wheat fields of Badger Mountain as you climb up, and then you start heading off to Waterville. That used to be a not too pleasant drive from the top of Badger Mountain into Waterville, but they fixed the road up, and now it's not a problem at all. In fact, it's a very, very pleasant drive. And way down there is the Wenatchee Valley. Trust me, we're down there somewhere. That's a super high camera, and it's a really, really neat view from the top of Badger Mountain. Good stuff. Thank you, Megan. take the rest of the day off once we get to the end of the show. That's a look at our tour around the Wenatchee Valley. Once again, we have a slide to show you, just kind of giving you a recap of what's going to happen for the rest of the week before we get into the weekend. It's pretty benign, no problems at all. High pressure is here, an abundance of sunshine, afternoon temperatures will eventually climb up into the 70s. Moses Lake could even see 80 on Friday. And then Friday night, here comes a pretty active cold front. That's coming our way. Friday night into Saturday, it's going to bring some strong north winds. In fact, they were predicting earlier when I did this show, when we began the show, that we weren't really going to see a great deal of wind on Saturday in the Wenatchee Valley. They have changed their mind about that, and we'll get to those details in just a little bit. But no complaints at all for the rest of the week. Again, if you have a chance to get out and enjoy the vitamin D, as long as you practice your physical distancing and your social distancing and doing the right thing so we can flatten this curve and get past this COVID-19 pandemic, please do it. But if you get a chance to get out there, get out and enjoy it. Get a little vitamin D because the weather is going to be beautiful. I got to figure out where my shorts are. I don't know. I think they're in a box under my bed. I haven't worn shorts since, I don't know, October. So there's your outlook into the weekend. So yeah, in depth, let's take a look at the forecast. And again, I wanted to point this out because this is a new development just in the last 15 minutes from the National Weather Service. And I'm talking about what's going to happen on Saturday as this shortwave trough of low pressure drops down from British Columbia. They are expecting very gusty winds in the Okanagan Valley. Omak, Okanagan, you're going to see wind gusts on Saturday now, they're predicting, of close to 50 miles an hour. When you move over to the Medhow Valley, Winthrop, you could have gusts anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, they are now predicting that we could see wind gusts. Again, I'm talking about Saturday now, Saturday, April 11th. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, we can see wind gusts between 20 to 25 miles an hour. And the wind is going to be blowing directly from the north to the south. So we were hoping that the winds would either dissipate or obviously the terrain would knock the winds down. Now they're saying not so fast. They're even talking about National Weather Service. We could see power outages. We could see tree damage. Of course, the worst thing in all of this on Saturday is fire danger because we are very dry. Of course, we had a very dry winter and a dry spring, so the grasses are dry. Parched dry, and boy, if any kind of fire gets started on Saturday, it could be really bad, especially to the north of us. Again, on Saturday, in the Okanagan Valley, in the Omak area, and Okanagan Republic, all the way up to the Canadian border, gusts between 45 and 50 miles an hour. So not only are you talking about maybe some fire risk, but also some patchy blowing dust, and anything that's lightweight objects could become airborne. You know, like umbrellas and what have you, high-profile vehicles. If you're going to be traveling Highway 2 between, say, Waterville and all the way into Spokane, you're going to be buffered around a little bit. All of this is on Saturday when this vigorous trough comes paying in. We got no concerns today. Again, about 70, but lots of sunshine. No real wind to speak of. Tonight, mostly clear, 42 for the overnight low. Thursday, sunshine. How about 76? That would be the warmest day in the Wenatchee Valley since September 26th of last year. That was the last time we got up to 76 degrees. In fact, we got up to 77 on that particular day. We haven't been that warm since. So spring is busting out all over. Clear on Thursday night, 46 for the overnight low. We do it one more time on Friday with a high near 78 degrees. And then Friday night, as we mentioned before, here comes this cold front right down from the Gulf of Alaska. And it looks right now quite favorable for very strong winds, certainly cooler temperatures. By the time we get to Saturday, we'll have quite a bit of sunshine, but now it's going to be breezy, and as you can see, temperatures will be dropping down to only about 64 for the afternoon high, and we'll be lucky to get to 60 or 61 on Sunday. The one thing about Sunday is we shouldn't have any wind. Sunday is going to be a nice day. It's going to be a very nice day on Easter Sunday. Lots of sunshine, but a high will only be about 61 or 62 degrees, which is about normal. It's just going to feel cooler than normal after these very warm temperatures. By the way, are any of these record breakers, those afternoon highs that you saw for Thursday and Friday? Probably not. We've had bizarre weather, like we've had temperatures in the 90s this time of the year. That's not going to happen. Everybody have a good and safe Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.